just hit the button, the bit blows up, and we all just, the war is over, basically.
I like it.
All right, so
I think it's good.
Is the word Esposito?
The safe word is Esposito.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right,
guys,
that's recording?
I've been recording.
Oh,
Okay.
we've been recording. So we got our safe word Esposito.
Mm-hmm.
If we start saying something, you know.
Well, it shouldn't. The safe word shouldn't be at someone else's expense. I feel like that's mean.
What do you mean?
It's just cruel, because it's a real person.
Yeah, but she sucks. All right, start the podcast.
Okay.
Hey, guys, I love you.
Love you too, buddy.
Ben?
A feeling of worry, nervousness, or unease, typically about an imminent event or something with an uncertain outcome.
The first podcast recorded at 360
If this
VR.
gonna be that kind of party, I'm gonna stick my dick in the mashed potato. Oh God, they're gonna know I'm dumb.
What's up, bitches? Welcome to Brain Jail.
Holy shit. Welcome to Brain Jail. I'm Kevin Ting, and sitting across from me is Jace Avery, wearing a policeman's badge, a gray shirt, and just with an inventive spit cup going on. I have a Pedialyte
I have
bottle
a Pedialyte for a spit cup.
going hard. We got
And I
Ben.
have this badge because I killed a cop.
Well, that's the rule. If you kill a cop, you can take his badge.
Right, I'm a cop now.
Well, congratulations. Welcome to the force.
And I killed him because the cops are racist.
Blue Lives Matter. And, of course, on the ones and twos, the devil himself, a.k.a. Benjamin Allen, piece of shit Avery.
What's up, prisoners? What's up, fuckers?
Yeah.
Y'all listening to Brain Jail up in this bitch? I got my podcasting uniform on. It's a big shitty fucking bucket hat and a pair of aviator sunglasses.
It is the shittiest bucket hat.
I
you
need some
could own.
shitty-ass sunglasses, too. I feel like I'm left out.
These are like, let me
You can hold my
myself.
badge if you want. I only podcast with a gun as a rule.
You got to have a gun out. I like to keep a gun out just to keep the pressure for the bits going, you know what I mean? Like, and then if somebody, isn't doing well.
Right.
Because, I mean, honestly, if I'm having a bad podcast, a lot of times you guys, I'll excuse myself to, because I'll pretend that I'm coughing. But then I just go point my gun at myself in the mirror. And
Well, you can only laugh when a gun's pointed at your head.
yeah, it would have been horrible for any real-life shooter situation.
There are guys like that for sex, right? Like they like to have a gun pointed at them while they have sex.
Yeah, I like to have a gun shoved up my ass.
I like to have phone sex with a gun to my head.
Good to hear that.
Yeah.
You actually bought an attachment for your phone that holds the gun.
Yeah.
So you can jerk off with the other hand,
Yeah,
of course.
actually, Jace, every night, Katie comes home and opens the door, and Family Guy is on the TV, and I'm asleep in bed, and she creeps over to the bed and pries the gun out of my hand that's resting against my temple.
I could-
and puts it in the bedside drawer.
Puts a sheet just a little bit over you, and then kisses you on the cheek. Puts the gun away.
As she's pulling the gun away, you're going, gun, 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 gun.
You
Friggin' sweet.
She puts a bookmark in your copy of Mein Kampf and sets it on the dresser.
Kevin.
Don't make him Esposito your ass.
I'm sorry. I apologize. Today is the first day we're trying out the first 360-degree podcast. You know why? Because we give 360-degree views on everything.
On every topic, yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully if you want to check that out and you haven't looked at
Hey,
it
this
yet.
light is blinking, by the way. Is it supposed to be
Is that-
blinking
is that
in the VR?
supposed to
That's
be
good. That's
good. Okay.
Yeah, that in the instruction book that it goes, if it's blinking, it means you're doing one hell of a job.
Every time we're racist on the pod, it starts blinking.
Jace,
I can't.
Jace.
I can't do it.
No, but we did buy, and by we, I mean I bought a 360 VR camera
Yeah.
for the podcast.
Thank you, Jay.
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
Papa.
You're the only one that has a real job.
I have a real job that pays me too much money, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't buy anything. So I bought a VR camera instead of an AC that works in my car.
Well, you could
I bought
also
a
do
VR
that.
camera.
Are you
Oh,
still
man.
thinking about buying a sick ass Crown Vic? A nice little.
I looked into that. If you go to a police auction, you have to pay in cash there.
Yeah.
So you have to
So what's the problem?
So I'd have to bring $4,000 worth of cash to a police auction.
Yeah.
And, I keep minimum $5,000 on me at all times.
Well, so then it should be a problem.
Yeah, but then if I spend it, I don't have that 5,000 on me, and I can't be a baller.
Do you keep like 1K in each glove, and then one in each sock,
I keep 1K in each shoe.
Ass?
I keep 1K up my ass for emergencies. I did one time when I was living in New York, because we were such dumbasses about money when we got out of college, that I still had my one debit card for a bank that only existed in Big Spring, Texas. And I was living in New York, and my info got stolen. So somebody charged like $1,000 worth
for real?
of. Yeah, somebody charged like $1,000 worth of shoes on my debit card.
I thought you were going to say somebody bought like $1,000 worth of gay phone sex. My stuff got stolen.
I was like, no.
You're like, Jace, we need to talk to you about the credit card bill that just came in. It said that you spent $1,000 at browngapers.com. Is that
is that like a phishing website? Brown Gapers?
I don't think so. It's oh shit, the police are here.
No, Ben's put a police hat on. But anyway, I got my information stolen from me, so they had to shut my card off, and I didn't have any money, so I called the bank. I couldn't even call them that day because they closed at like 3 o'clock in Texas time.
What the fuck? I hate that about banks.
Well, it's just like it's an old country bank. Like the guy running it.
It's an old country bank.
The guy running it has little tiny spectacles and like that green clear visor that old timey people wear.
Yeah, you've seen Hell or High Water.
It's
right?
basically that.
Yeah.
And then I called them. I was like, I'm in New York. I gotta they're like, when can you get a card to me? And I was like, when can you get a card to me? And they were like, 2 weeks. It'll mail in about 2 weeks. And I was like, I'm in New York. I got to pay rent next week. Like, it's expensive to live here. And they're like, well, we could turn your card on for like 5 minutes. You can just run to an ATM. And I had to run to an ATM. I grabbed $2,000 and I had to like go back home, like deep in like not the good area of Brooklyn. And I had literally
that's offensive.
I had 500 in like every single pocket, 500 in my shoes, like 500 like tucked in my hat, and the rest of it in my ass.
Well, that's the best thing because most guys that rob you are homophobic.
Mm-hmm.
So then you're like, yeah, all my money's in my ass. Like,
what I tell
So
them?
you put a smaller than usual dick. You got a smaller than usual dick and wrapped it in 5 $100 bills.
Right,
And shoved it up your ass.
that was the problem. Is I usually have a huge dildo up my ass at all times. So I was like, the money's just going to fall out.
welcome to Safe Space Wallets, the wallet you can store in your ass.
I have a chain wallet up there.
Statistics show that most burglars are afraid of the ass.
Well, if you're in prison, that's how you that's basically how you keep things safe, right? Is you have to walk around with them in your ass.
Yeah, I used to always give my buddy who was in jail a Charleston Chew. And he said, I go, you a big Charleston Chew fan? He goes, I don't really like how they taste. And I go, why do you keep asking me to bring it to you every time? He's, I just like the way it feels. And I'm like, because I'm a good friend. And he's like, yeah, but now that you explain that actually makes a lot of sense. You guys remember Charleston Chews?
Yeah, Charleston Chews.
Folks.
Either way, legend has it that back in the day, if you kicked Jace in the ass, $1,000 would fall out.
Yeah, I was like a leprechaun in that way. I was always like, if I was running, I was like Sonic the Hedgehog. If I ran into a wall, a bunch of coins would fly out of my ass. And just plink, 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 plink.
There was a bald man with a huge mustache chasing you on a motorized helicopter.
That's right. That's right.
Well, Jace, what's new on the relationship front? I mean, we know you
grilling him.
You got
right up front.
ghosted.
I know. Going for the jugular.
Well,
right now.
the thing that really bummed me out because I re-listened to the episodes to get clips and whatnot, and at the end you're like, you know what, guys? She texted me back, and we were just like, would you wish upon a star? And then I saw you the next day. She's like, yeah, she text messaged a picture of her kissing another guy. And said +1, and I hate you. And I was
she like immediately texted back like, "Hey, sorry, I was busy." And then I texted her. I was like, "Hey, no worries. Did you like still want to get something?" And then like gradually, like 8 hours later, she texted me again, which is like when texting slows down in that early stage, it's like,
I'll tell you
hey,
what.
I'm not in this space, or like your dick's too big for me to date, or any excuse I get all the time.
Your dick's too big for me to date.
That
happens.
It happens.
Happens a lot.
But yeah, just nothing new. I made out with a lady who smokes too much.
Hell yeah.
Kind of gave me like a throat infection because I don't smoke anymore. That's about it.
Dude, if you don't smoke for a while and you just have one cigarette you're sick for a week. It's weird.
Dude, it was brutal. I didn't even have a cigarette. I just made out with her as she was smoking. And
well, if you're standing next to her while she's smoking, you inhale. Because if I have a friend, like if I hang around Tim and he's smoking, I'll wake up sick sometimes. If he smokes like 4 or 5, like in the garage over there.
Yeah, I used to wake up sick after I'd hang out with you smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
And then you quit, and I still was waking up sick.
Huh.
I think you're dying.
Wait, because it was you who were smoking cigarettes?
I think Kevin has AIDS or something.
No, I spent a little
He's
time.
like, it must be all these cigarettes, honey.
Kevin is wearing that Pittsburgh Pirates hat for some reason.
I don't get it.
The Philadelphia movie.
Oh, yeah.
Streets
yeah.
of Philadelphia.
That would be a better DARE program if they taught you that you get AIDS if you did drugs or
if you
drank
smoke pot, you get AIDS.
Or if you smoke cigarettes or anything, you just get AIDS.
Right.
Nancy Reagan's just like, it's a well-known fact that if you smoke drugs, dope, hashish, marijuana cigarettes, you will die of gay AIDS.
Like our good friend Rock Hudson.
Let me show you a quick
It's
clip.
just a bunch of kids nodding in an auditorium.
Well, maybe they didn't want you to smoke weed because it looked like a little dick, you know?
Oh.
Yeah, going in
They have
your
the same
mouth.
DARE commercials, but it's with the Ninja Turtles. And he's like, hey, man, you want to smoke some drugs, brother? And then the other kid's like, I don't know. Come on, man. If you're going to be cool, you got to smoke a doob with the cool kids. And then Donatello comes back and like gets between us like, hey, what are you trying to give this kid AIDS? Take it easy.
It's me, Donatello.
He's
Donatello.
Hey, Donatello here. I love a bow staff. And I love, the only thing that's not gay is smoking cigars.
I would love if the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were actually just Brooklyn guys, because that's where they grew up, in Brooklyn.
They did.
They're
in
just
the
like,
sewer.
sweetheart, come here.
Well, that's
Sweetheart.
I'm surprised that the sewer dialect of Brooklyn didn't come out more in those cartoons, you know?
I thought of a really funny character of like, he's like in a real like hip DSA part of Brooklyn, and he's from El Salvador.
El Salvador.
El Salvador.
El Salvador.
El Salvador.
Yeah.
And
Salvation.
so like, but like he's like a misogynist, you know, and he's like kind of a bad guy. He's not a bad guy, but he's like a real guy, you know.
Right, guy's guy.
And they all accept him because they think he's from El Salvador. Because when they're like, "Hey, what's your name?" He's like, "Hey, I'm Salvadoran." Oh, what
so
the
you're saying
fuck?
it's an-
Look at this fucking bitch over here with a fucking tits out. And they're like, he's from. Where'd you say you're from again? I said I'm fucking Salvadoran. What the fuck do you
So
want?
you're saying it's an Italian guy named
Salvadoran.
who everybody just thinks is from Latin
from
America.
El Salvador.
And he gets JFL because of that.
Yeah. So they like
Yes.
push him as a woke guy because they think he's a POC, but he's
Right.
really just like a Guido,
Right.
like a straight up Italian. Hey, I'm fucking Salvadoran. Look at this fucking bitch. She got her titties hanging out. I want to suck on them. Let me tell you.
I love it in the
Like,
scene.
in
there's-
his culture, don't correct him. In his culture, this is fine.
He's actually doing a character making fun of cis men.
They think
He's like,
just
what,
an
you
awesome-
calling me a sissy? Huh? Nobody calls me a sissy.
Nobody calls Salvadorian.
I'm so old school that sissy means gay to me. That's what I call gay men.
Listen to me, toots. I'm Salvadoran. You can't say that shit to me, all right?
I can't believe he said something about Tammy. She always has her tits out. Nobody ever says anything because we're around such polite people.
That is,
Hey, who's got a tits out over here? We're not supposed to say anything.
yeah. Italian people do suck, honestly.
Oh, come
I
on.
like them. I like
like
'em.
everybody.
The hierarchy in
I know,
the
I'm just trying
Italian
to do a
family
bit.
makes sense. the thing I like about Italian people is the hierarchy makes sense. It's like the fatter the guy is, the more respect he has in the family. It's just the biggest guy has the most
He
respect.
fills up with respect. Yeah.
Yeah, he has the most respect points.
He's so fat that he can't speak any longer and he can
Right.
barely breathe, but he's really respected.
Yeah,
Well,
they're all kissing his hand. and stuff.
Italians also have a funny thing where a lot of people get fatter and then their limbs stay smaller. But Italian men get fat and their wrists get huge. Like
Oh,
they
yeah,
get
yeah.
huge fat wrists.
Well, it's the fat from the inside. It pushes on her arms, and then that pushes down until eventually it's just like a Goodyear tire. Like, you come to me my daughter's birthday. Taking me birthday.
He's just covered in spaghetti sauce.
Yeah, it's the Godfather at a Chuck E. Cheese in Brooklyn.
Bring me another check. Can you sing the happy birthday song?
They bring in the dead fish and ram it on the table, and the other guy thinks it's a sign, and then he just starts eating it. He just starts cutting into the
right out of
fish.
a newspaper.
Oh,
He sleeps with the fishes. Long John Silver's. That's where he goes.
No, kiss the ring pop.
Yeah, and it's a ring pop. Yeah. Oh, the candy. Sorry,
I can't move my arm anymore. He's got a
wearing
brace on.
Big candy necklace.
Maroon.
Maroon.
Just in a Rascal scooter.
Hey, another Rascal scooter plug.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
We're sponsored by Rascal.
Yeah, this episode of Brain Jail is brought to you by Rascal Scooters. Let me do that again.
Okay.
This episode of Brain Jail brought to you by Rascal Scooters. You a fat ass? Get yourself a scoot.
Childhood obesity is a problem. If they remade the Little Rascals today, it'd be called the Little Rascal Scooters, let me tell you. I know Michelle Obama tried to get rid of all these fat-ass fucking kids we got eating all the, taking up the sun and eating all the resources we have in this.
The shade. Making more shade, though. I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
That is true, Kevin. Wow.
you
Maybe
remember-
they're cooling off the Earth because maybe we'll all get so fat the Earth will cool off because we'll always be in darkness.
Right. But then one guy
And
will
that saves the planet.
But then one guy will step in the ocean and destroy New York City.
The sea levels aren't rising. The Earth is just sinking further and further into the ground because everyone is getting so fucking fat.
Yeah, pretty much.
we just compress the earth more and more. Mm-hmm. Oh, man.
I'm glad we're all great, though, and not contributing to anything bad.
I'm glad that I'm in great shape and, just svelte.
I drank
Man.
a Pedialyte earlier, so I feel good.
I'm drinking Popeyes.
Why are you drinking? You just think if it starts with a P, it's okay.
It's healthy. It's healthy. It's Popeyes.
Pedialyte, Popeye, same shit.
Same shit.
Pasta, yeah.
What I did was I asked them because I'm in a hurry to get here, so I just had them grind up six wings, 2 thighs, and a leg,
Hell
and
yeah.
then some gravy. I put a what do you call them? Those muffins in there.
Biscuit?
A biscuit. I put a biscuit in there, and then Diet Coke.
Nice little shake. Nice little float.
They used to, back when I was living in New York, I lived...
I almost gagged. It's disgusting.
Delicious. I'm just trying to be healthy.
Yeah, same.
1 shake for breakfast, 1 shake for lunch, and a sensible dinner.
Yeah. I'm drinking Pedialyte because I had 2 friends' birthdays this weekend, Friday night and Saturday morning. So I just had to drink straight back to back. I had to.
No choice.
So I was so dehydrated in the morning to keep drinking, I went and bought Pedialyte, and that was my mixer for the Tito's vodka that I was drinking.
Did it help?
I was drinking vodka and Pedialyte. I mean, I felt like shit still, but I think it helped me feel a little bit less like shit.
Well, you had to do it. You had to do it.
You had no choice.
If you're celebrating and you have to celebrate in excess no matter what.
That's
you got to
right.
eat a shitload of food, or you have to drink until your nervous system has become temporarily disabled.
That's right.
And you forget everything that's going on. You have to do it.
Hey,
That's right.
Celebrate good times.
You have to do it. Jace had to poison himself this weekend.
Yeah.
I was drunk driving home. I was playing Celebrate by Kool and the Gang.
A MIDI version.
Right, MIDI version.
I mean, you have to do it.
You don't want to get copyrighted when you're driving home drunk.
Right, exactly. The cop pulls me over. He's like, "Hey, you playing a copyright music there?"
Whose birthday was it?
It was Devin Casas was on Friday, so we went to a bar and I got pretty drunk because it was Devin and then like some other friends, like some more East Side people who don't necessarily hang out with Devin. So it was 2 people I'm friendly with, 2 groups of people I'm friendly with, but don't interact at all. So I'm having to go back and forth.
Yep.
So I got a little nervous, got pretty drunk there.
Nice.
And then it was my friend Charles Mockler was having a birthday and a barbecue. So I went to
Chuck
that.
Mockler?
Chuck Mockler.
He's a nice guy. Good guy, great guy,
Hey-
great barbecue.
Hey, Jace, are you handling yourself okay at parties with all the Epstein news? Or are you kind of
Dude,
freaking out on people?
No, listen, here's the thing. The cop that was in his cell had a cell phone, and when the lawyers tried to compensate it, they said the CIA would need a clean sweep.
Hey, man, I just want to know where the beer is. Do you know where the beer is?
The beer's over there next to the pedophile rings. You're drinking Coors run by a pedophile was on Epstein's Island.
Hey, where's Charles? I just wanted to say happy birthday real quick.
You know who you should say happy birthday? All the dead children under the Little St. James Island.
Oh.
Down in the coral reef.
Wait, what the heck are you talking about?
I'm talking about Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, I'm going to go on the other side of the room. Is Charles
Hey, Jace, you
around?
doing okay, man? You doing
Yeah,
okay?
are you okay?
Listen, that lady didn't text me back. God damn it. God damn it, why won't you fucking text me back?
Hey, just dance it off, man. Just dance it off.
Yeah, dance the non-texting back away.
Watch me, I'm gonna dab. Celebrate good time. Come on.
You just need to drink more.
Yeah, give me that Pedialyte.
Celebrate good times. Come on.
If I'm obsessed about Epstein enough, I will find a girlfriend.
Celebrate good times.
Come on.
You start going on messaging boards about Epstein and you find your true love.
Yeah, I go on it. I'm like, is there a dating app for people who are obsessed with pedophile rings?
You're going, you're floating around and you're like, hey, you know where Epstein Island is? And this girl goes, what? You know where Epstein Island is? I was actually looking for the Epstein Island myself. Are you going a pedophile island? I mean, most people think I'm crazy.
That would be funny, like you going to one of those travel resort things where you sit down with a person at a desk. Mm-hmm. What are those called? It's like a vacation.
What are those called, Kevin?
The lady and Kevin, we need to talk about Kevin worked at one, I think.
A travel agency?
A travel agency. And like the day the Epstein news comes out, you just sit down at a travel agency and you go, one ticket to Epstein's Island, please. Mm-hmm. I've heard lore of the island and I would like to...
Little St. James, which is funny that the pedophile island is called Little St. James.
Who is St. James?
He was the Greek god of pedophilia.
The patron saint of Astroglide.
He was Jesus Christ, but for Greeks.
Right, exactly.
For Greek people.
Yeah, for pedophiles.
In the Greek Bible,
There's
Jesus character just fucks a bunch of
kids.
Right,
there's a story where there was only enough children for 2 senators to fuck. And he made it so the entire Senate floor could fuck them all. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was Jesus' first miracle.
Mm-hmm. It was a miracle. Yep, that's right.
St. James.
And he goes, wow. We go to church service and we go, remember this, take this chicken nugget. This is the body of Little St. James. And this Capri Sun is the blood of Little St. James. And we consume it in his memory.
Yeah, no one talks about that story in Greek mythology. But... you remember when Zeus came down and turned himself into a goose and then molested that girl?
Mm-hmm. What?
It's in Greek mythology.
That is a lot of Greek mythology is Zeus.
He turned himself into a goose and fucked a girl?
I know he turned himself into a bull one time and fucked a lady.
Well, that makes sense. I get that, but a goose?
He could stick the whole beak up her pussy or something.
I guess, Zeus is a real freak.
Yeah.
I could be telling a tale out of school right now, but I believe there was also a story where Zeus went down and it was like his cousin was down there. And he didn't want his cousin to be dating some other lady, so he turned himself into a goose, but like a real sexy one. Like how
a hot goose.
Yeah, exactly. You know how like when Bugs Bunny dresses up like a sexy lady and like struts down the beach, and then Daffy Duck or like Elmer Fudd like can't keep his mitts off of the hot lady.
I get it.
That's what Zeus was doing. He was a duck and he was just like strutting and stuff. Down the beach, and then his cousin sucked the duck off, and then Zeus like sent him, I think, to hell, and that was became the hell guy.
Hades.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. Hades fucked a duck and then went to hell.
Actually, now that I think about it, I don't know if that is a story in Greek mythology.
Is that where
no, it's not a story.
Is that where the term "goosed" comes from?
Goosed?
Yeah, like goosing somebody.
Yeah, if you goose somebody, you're like.
I think that's just
stick
from
a
Top
thumb
Gun.
up their ass.
Yeah, you think it's from what?
Top Gun. What?
Because he sits in the back seat?
Yeah.
Because he ended up being gay.
Did he?
I don't know. I've never seen the movie.
You'd think that you were the producer with that outfit.
Yeah, you really do. You look like Tony Scott, who killed himself.
Really?
Yeah, drove off a bridge, I think.
Oh, wow. What happened?
He was, the feds were closing in. He was on the flight log, so he's like, I got to do the right thing and drive my Corvette off a bridge. And kill myself.
Was it a little red Corvette?
Yeah, it was a little red Corvette. It was actually a clown car. He actually bought Ted Kennedy's old VW Bug to kill himself in that by driving it off a bridge.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
The SS Chappaquiddick, they called that car.
Well,
you should buy that car. You should buy that car or Hitler's car.
Hitler's car.
Because you remember in Rat Race when John Lovitz buys Hitler's car or whatever?
I do remember that.
Yeah,
No. They're trying to get away. He's like, get in a car. And then he just gets in Hitler's car. And then he goes to wipe his face off with something. And then he just gets grease on his upper lip.
Yeah, so he's the Hitler mustache.
So he looks like Hitler and he's yelling at people to get out of the way, raising his hand.
He burns his hand on the cigarette lighter. And then he starts waving his hand in the air. No. Doesn't he flip off the people, the bikers next next to him in the Hitler car, dressed up
been
like Hitler.
18 years since I've seen that movie.
And then Mr. Bean, I think, gets hit by the car for some reason.
Yeah, Mr. Bean. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
You know how I had the other on my podcast the other day. There was a horrible guest, but you think he'd be great. Mr. Bean.
All right.
Lots of physical gags.
Well, he's a really funny guy. And then I re-listened to the episode. I'm like, this guy's got no fucking jokes.
He's just making faces.
Yeah, he keeps accidentally pulling plugs out the whole time.
You're like, Mr. Bean, you actually, this is just for audio, so just into the mic speaking.
Yeah.
He's just doing faces
Yeah.
into the mic.
He got his collar stuck in the mic cord. It was a funny bit, but yeah, it doesn't really translate.
So are you buying a new car?
His ad read is that he just took some Blue Chew and then can't keep his boner down.
So he just touches his dick to the microphone.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Are you buying a new car?
I need to. My AC's been broken.
Dude, buy a fucking cruiser. You got to get a detective police vehicle. That's because they retire them all at 100,000 miles. You go in there, you put cash down.
I can't live my entire life as a bit, though, you know?
Yeah.
Why not?
Get a Cadillac, man. Get a big-ass Caddy.
I will buy an old 1985 Cadillac. That would
Hell
be
yeah.
pretty sweet. Like the metal, like it'll kill me if I get in a wreck at
You
all.
pull down the armrests and lift up like the drawer that's there, and it's just filled with chew. You just have some long cut just in there, like
Yeah,
hey.
just some red man.
Yeah. You pull out the cup holder, you spit in it. You know, just dude, I'm telling you.
Yeah, that would be the version of Pimp My Ride where they're like, we heard you like to dip tobacco, so we put a spit cup in
You
your
start
dash.
crying. Man, nowhere I ever thought anybody was paying attention.
Just imagine yourself dipping in a cop car,
Okay.
blaring the MIDI version of Little Red Corvette. And you're playing this so loud the neighbors are waking up, and you're just drunk driving to the neighborhood, spitting Red Man into a dip cup.
Like side swiping every car on the street. They're like, guy, I love this fucking song. Turn it up.
Like, God damn it, it's Chase listening to MIDI music in his cop car.
But like, it's so loud that like car alarms are going off.
Yeah.
Dogs are like barking at me.
Yeah, you
I
put
love
subs in the
Prince.
back to play your MIDI beats that
Right.
you love.
I just hot glued a speaker system to the top of the car to blare it outside.
You gotta turn it down. It's so loud.
God, that's the worst MIDI version of a song I've ever heard.
That really does suck ass.
Jesus.
You're like, I made this beat. I make all my MIDI tracks. Yeah, you're really
Took
proud
me
of it.
6 hours.
Yeah, the cops just start shooting at me.
I'm creative.
Well, if you buy those cop cars, they come with the little speaker system in it, right?
Yeah.
Still, so you can talk to people on the street.
I think
yeah.
Kevin's buddy had one.
Yeah.
Didn't you guys used to pull people over?
Well, no.
Yeah, legally, we have to say we did not.
No, I did not do that. There was my buddy had, actually all of us had PAs in our car because we all had CBs.
Okay, you were big CB boys?
We were CB boys. I mean, this was before cell phones. So you got to remember, back in the day, we didn't have cell phones. So we needed a way to communicate when we were on the road. No shit. This is no shit. I really didn't have a cell phone until
So
I
you
was
had a
like
CB
20.
radio in your car like you were a trucker.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and they would. We all had our own call signals that were just different names from Hook.
Okay.
So my buddy was Rufio. My buddy
Right.
Jason was the Pan Man. I can't remember what I was. I think it was the guy that lost his marbles.
The big gator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just called me they just called me retard.
Right, yeah.
It was a weird one.
With your old cock and balls radio. The
That's-
old CV.
But they all had the loudspeaker on them for the most part if you installed it.
Mm-hmm.
So then we would go down the street and just be like, "Hey, stop being a jackass!" When we'd see our friends, they'd flip out.
That's pretty great.
It was fun.
We had a guy in high school who installed custom horns into his thing. Like he had a little box where he could play like the and he would honk that at Mexican people when he saw them in Texas.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's problematic.
Yeah, it was pretty fucked up.
They probably liked it. I mean, it's a little callback to the roots.
Yeah.
And whatnot. Ben, wow, you're really spreading out over there.
Well, I was getting prepared to tell a story. A real story.
Okay.
I'm ready.
And not just add on some stupid thing to what the fuck you guys were talking about. That's kind of a non sequitur, but loosely connected to whatever the fuck you were saying.
Somebody's butt hurt.
I think I've been doing pretty good this podcast.
You've been doing great. And honestly, can I be honest? Without encouraging too much ridiculousness,
Well, can I preface what you're about to say?
What?
Kevin got mad at me before the podcast started instead of during the podcast, which is it's like, buddy, if you're gonna blow up on me, do it during the episode.
I didn't get mad at you before the podcast.
You had a very stern talking with me.
What did I? No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
What did I do?
You told me that I can't do certain bits that I'm not even gonna say.
Well, that's why we have our
bits that upset you.
Well, that's why we set up the safe word.
Esposito.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
'Cause
I
I
mean,
do feel-
honestly, we don't really need a safe word. We just need to stop. I just told Ben, can we stop flirting with saying the N word and just
Right.
like pretend we're gonna say it?
Esposito.
No, you have to save it. You have to save it for a real.
Now I'm thinking of the word, and it's making me want to do a bit.
You can't do a bit about the safe word because that takes away the value of the safe word.
I'm not doing a bit about it.
That's yeah.
You are so doing a bit about it.
I genuinely felt very uncomfortable.
You immediately ruined all concept of the safe word.
Well,
now.
I don't want that as a safe word anyway. We'll get to that later in the
Okay,
episode.
fine.
But Kevin,
All right.
what were you going to say to me?
I kind of miss the old Ben, a little bit. You know, I need a little. Maybe you can crank it up a little bit. Don't be afraid.
I think you're fine right now. Because I'm worried he's going to pull out his sword and just start stabbing shit.
Yeah. This is a bit. I'm doing it ironically.
I'm just lighting firecrackers on the podcast.
Yeah, you're like the Chinese guy in Boogie Nights, just walking around.
I forgot about that guy.
Great scene. Great scene. They didn't tell them, by the way, they were going to be doing that.
Really?
When they walked in, so their reactions are actually genuine. Yeah.
Behind the silver
Yeah.
screen.
It was actually just an Asian man wandered on stage and started lighting firecrackers.
He wasn't even supposed to be there.
No, and they're like, it's too offensive to ask him to not. It's Chinese New Year.
Honestly, yeah.
Can I be comic book guy real quick? I watched the director's commentary for Boogie Nights like 5 times. And actually, the scene just wasn't making sense because they were doing fake firecrackers, and then so they started doing real ones, and then...
Well, you know what? I would like to issue an apology to the podcast audience.
Thank you.
Fun point.
Actually, Kevin, actually, I'll bring my point up.
Yeah.
And we can just edit Jace's out because that was embarrassing.
Thank you. What's
Really
the
for Jace.
marker at right now? We got to make sure.
It's at 4 hours 5 minutes.
Okay, cool. I'll remember that.
Esposito.
So my favorite story, one of my favorite stories from college is, those. My friend was driving along he picked some guy up that was super fucked up, like during a freshman week or whatever. He was like fucked up at a party, and he went and picked him up.
Is it a friend?
A guy
or-
he knew.
Yeah, a guy he knew was really
Right.
fucked up.
The story can get real different depending.
I'm not good at the beginning of stories. Really.
Silence is consent.
So this guy,
Remember the guy who jacked off his son? He's like, he had the look in his eyes.
Oh,
I
yeah.
knew that
I
he
could
was
tell.
consenting.
The fact that he is having a boner right now means he wants me to jerk him off.
Direct quote. It's fucking insane. All right, continue.
which really wouldn't hold up in the court of law if you think about it.
No, not at all.
no, there's
no,
actually-
not at all.
Your Honor, she was wet. You know what I mean?
Your Honor,
Object. Moisture content of the defense is not.
Your Honor, I would like to bring up case 35B, the state of Georgia versus Catherine Jones. Eden ain't cheating, Your Honor.
So he picks up this guy from a party, like a day party, like he was fucked up, and he's doing the responsible thing. He's taking him back, and they're driving. He's got the window down because he doesn't want him to throw up in the seat.
Oh yeah.
And he sees that guy walking down the sidewalk, and those guys that like their arms are kind of stuck up like a chicken wing, kind of, but they're stuck that way all the time.
Yeah, they have like MS or something.
I guess, but they walk with like a really strong limp.
Right, yeah. They're just fucked up.
Wait, why is Kevin leaving?
He's just getting his vape juice. His sunglasses.
Oh, nice. Oh, you got yellow sunglasses?
I got these are yeah.
You think you're better than me?
A little bit.
Piece of shit.
I mean, yours are just tinted regular. Mine are tinted with yellow. Continue the story, please. I just needed to.
Listen, I got a cop badge, so I'm better than both
I
of you.
wanted to just make sure I can continue to hear this story, but if it starts getting cringy, I got my glasses.
You're under arrest. So he's one of those guys, a limp guy.
Right.
Chicken wing arm, dude.
Just a fucked up guy, I think you can say.
I mean, is that the right? What do you
That's
say?
the medical term, is he's just fucked up.
Yeah, he can't walk in a straight line.
Right.
Mr. and Mrs. Avery, regret to inform you, your child is fucked up.
You'll see his arm. It kind of looks like a chicken wing a little
Here's
bit.
a couple of pamphlets on how fucked up children all over the world are actually still able to live productive lives. Take little Johnny here. He's been fucked up since day one. And he actually works at a pornography booth where he cleans up the the expelling from men.
Right. And I won't lie to you,
themselves.
that is one of the dirtiest booths you'll ever go into. He cannot clean it well.
And Johnny just is so happy. He's happy to be doing something to contribute to society. And your little fucked up boy can feel the same.
One day,
same type of
he
joy.
could start one of the first virtual reality podcasts for other fucked up children like him.
Yeah.
Who have no friends.
This is good with the 360 camera because it's like whoever is watching, it's like they're sitting in the middle of us.
Right.
And just going,
We might need to
These
move
guys
the
really are
camera
fucked up.
sometime so they're not having to swivel back and forth the whole time.
You think
Oh yeah,
so?
should we move the camera?
Well, we'll do it next episode. Don't worry about it.
or should we just move it now and
you can
see
just
what a
move it
different
now.
location
Yeah,
looks like?
I mean, why not fuck around,
Okay.
I like that.
Keep telling your story.
Okay, so he fucking sees this guy doing his limp down the sidewalk, and he goes, he leans out the window and he points at him and he goes, "Holy shit, that dude is fucked up!" And the dude just like turns his head and is like, "What?"
Oh, fucking
Oh man, that's fucking great.
Yeah, that's
I think about that all the time.
That's pretty brutal.
That dude is fucked.
I mean, I feel like that's the role I always play when people are drinking, is somebody is trying to fight somebody or really embarrass someone, and I have to stop all of it from happening.
Yeah.
Like the sheer amount of times Devin has tried to fight a woman who's just trying to flirt with him. That he did not realize. I was talking about this on Devin's podcast. It's like not Tales Out of School, but like the amount of times like Devin's just been yelling at a bar and some woman just like sees he's being funny. He's like, "Hey, Mr. Man, how are you doing?" And he's like, "Fuck you, bitch."
Hey, Devin, you're a real cutie. Oh, I bet you didn't even fucking like Goodfellas. Did you, you piece of shit? How many times have you seen The Departed? Fucking asshole. Get the fuck out of my face. Fucking asshole. Probably glad Patrice is dead.
And that's when I just form a giant wall and then just walk between him and the woman so he can't yell at her. And I literally treat him like a dog barking through a fence, and I'm the fence.
Somebody's got to be. Mm-hmm. All right, so that was the end of the story?
Yeah, I guess.
No, I mean,
there is no end. I mean, that to me is just a really funny moment.
Yeah.
I mean, that story can be told in 15 seconds. It was just interjected.
It's more of a poetic type story,
Yeah.
you know. Some douchebag would try to tell that on The Moth and make it 15 minutes
Right.
long.
Were you? I can't remember who was with me in the car, but we saw this dog. It was like a full size.
That was me. Oh, that was funny.
Dude, there was this
What
guy.
happened?
There was a guy walking a dog, and
We were driving to the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we were taking a ride on a corner.
yeah, and there was a guy with a dog, and the dog was huge. Like, it's a huge dog. But as we start getting closer, the dog is taking a shit, and the dog, like, when it's taking a shit, like, it looks like a person in a dog suit. Like the way it's doing it, and it's constantly like shifting its weight from its left paw to its right.
Like the
to try
dog
to
can't
get-
sit down to take a shit. It's like kind of standing up, like hunched, like literally like a man trying to shit like a dog would do
Yeah.
if he wasn't flexible.
like
we-
those furry TikToks where they run around.
Yeah, he was like shitting from like 8 feet off the ground somehow.
Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, we had stopped at the light, and so we're looking at, we're dying laughing because it really looks like a human being just dressed up in a suit so that they could shit on the busiest corner in Los Angeles, and then so we're waiting, and we're still like the dog. We went to the Comedy Store. We hung out for a few hours. We come back. Dog's still trying to take a shit on the corner. No, but it really did take a long time.
Well,
and-
then Kevin was roasting it, and as Kevin started to roast it, I'm cracking up. The dog turned and looked right at us.
Oh, yeah,
with
that's
the
right.
with the most human eyes I've ever seen in my life. Like it had whites and irises.
Come on, man. I'm just trying to take a shit out
What
here,
kind
man.
of dog was it?
It was like a full-size poodle, like
Yeah.
a big-ass poodle.
Oh, nice.
Huge poodle, yeah. Like a mastiff.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fucking,
dude.
yeah. It was a hot-ass dog.
And was its asshole dilated when it was
Yeah, it was
shitting?
so-
Oh, of course.
Gracie will do that. Gracie always looks you in the eyes when she shits.
Yeah.
Did- am I-
Did this dog, when it shit, did it get it shit on its pussy? Or its
Jesus.
Or its balls. Or its shit on its
balls were so big that the balls would kind of like go down like a bungee cord with the shit.
Oh.
Like the shit would lower
fuck.
The balls would lower the shit down like on a rope. And then when they got to the ground, it would just fall off the balls, and the balls would swing back up.
Ooh, baby. you know
Another piece of shit.
You know what I do when I come now?
What?
I go, that's the ticket.
Yeah, that's the ticket.
I'll have what I'm having.
Yeah. Oh, so there was shit on it. Did it lick its balls off? Did it lick its balls because there's
Kevin
shit on
actually
it?
licked its balls. Yeah,
I licked its balls. I honestly, because I felt
That's
bad.
gay.
After
That's
a
honestly
while,
gay to me.
I mean, when I was roasting it for so long, I felt bad. And so then I just started, licking its ass and its balls off the shit. Ugh.
Kevin, you know what would
Gross myself out.
Now that I think about it, Kevin, you know what would solve all the problems in my life and make me a happy man?
What?
If I was actually a fox. If I were a fox, which is what I feel that I am, everything would be better.
like a
Because
little tiny 18-pound fox.
If I could become a little cute red fox that could talk like a human, that would be. Wouldn't it be awesome to get ran over by a car?
If you were a red fox,
I always feel like I should get run over by a car or killed by a hunter.
Maybe you're just a furry, man.
You think so?
yeah, are you a furry?
Wait, what is that? Sorry, that was over my head, actually.
Do you know what furries are?
I have no idea. All I know is that I would like to be a fox. Or perhaps a pup or a wolf pup.
And go to conventions and meet other foxes who are all human-sized. And we also have little zippers where our dicks and asses are that we can have sex through.
You know what's fucked up? So my daughter loves foxes. No
Right.
shit.
Sure. She's a little girl. Girls love foxes.
She's a little girl. Every time she has like a screen name or something, she names it like Code Fox or something.
Right.
Are you worried
And-
she's a furry?
Well, that's what I was getting to. Yeah, there's like part of me because she's like, I wish I was a fox, Dad, and I'm like,
Really? Oh no.
yeah, I'm like getting scared. So I mean, the moment she asked to borrow like $400 for a costume, I'm gonna start beating her ass.
Let's go through this scenario. Do you stop her from being a furry? Do
Yes,
you let
I
her
think
be
you
a furry?
you have to.
But what if she really like you? Let's say you finally let her be a furry, and you notice she's a better person. She treats people better. She's nicer to herself.
Just not gonna.
She's still a furry. Even if she becomes like a great civil rights leader, she's still a furry.
Yeah, I'd rather have a school shooter than a furry.
Than a furry.
It's less embarrassing.
You have to, like, Kevin, hire a
100%.
homeless person to dress up like a fox, and then you beat him with a bat in front of her.
Well,
so
maybe-
she never becomes a furry.
Maybe I hire multiple people to dress up like foxes, and every time they meet, they're just assholes to her. And you're like, see what happens when you. You know, I tell you. No,
Just smoking a big cigar.
We are getting closer and closer because, like, that line of logic, I could definitely, easily, as like a nice guy, like fall into that logic. Like, well, she really wants to. She really wants to, and like, I feels like more and more people just are getting whatever they want. Like, nobody challenges anything on anything anymore. It's just like that's what. Hey, I'm not gonna rain on that parade or whatever. You know?
I'm a dogkin.
Yeah.
I'm a tree spirit.
Yeah, the thing that's always fucked up.
They don't
to
do
me,
that with Nazis, though.
No.
Like, oh, I don't want to rain on their parade. They're marching down. So you're beating the shit out of
all
them.
their torches will go out.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just like
Nice.
I don't know.
Esposito.
Esposito.
It's just like the parents who's like the kid who wants to wear a dress to school or whatever. The boy wants to wear a dress to school.
Yeah.
And just because he thinks it's cool or whatever, he has no idea. He just wants to wear a dress. And then the parents are like, that's good because, you were, we often thought that you were a little girl and that but you're biologically a boy. And he's like 5. He's just like, I just want to wear the dress. They're like, well, now this is how you have to start voting. And this is, you've been oppressed for so long and we're going to let you do
Baby,
it.
we're going to take you down to the mall, get you a septum piercing,
And
okay?
the 5-year-old's like, I just like to feel the wind on my balls.
What I hate is like imagine this kid is like Alice in Wonderland, right? Mm-hmm. And the kid's walking along, and the kid's like, I think I'm not a woman. I think I might be a man. And then the mom just appears like Cheshire Cat with just the biggest grin just slowly growing on her face.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's just like rubbing her hands together.
Just thinking about the amount of Instagram posts you can make.
Just a Cheshire Cat in an I'm with her shirt. just smiling in the darkness.
Yes.
The kid's going, Mom? She's going, I'm going to be so woke.
A chest hair cat.
I'm gonna hold this over all my friends' heads, even if she sucks at math. I'm gonna hold this over everybody's head for fucking ever.
Right. It's a big cat driving like a Subaru Highlander. Has Ugg boots and is drinking Starbucks.
Why'd you turn the fan off?
It's too loud.
I know, but if you turned it, it's still on, right?
It's still on. I just turned it down.
Okay. If it goes off, we immediately get racist because it gets too hot in here.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get you guys to get your racism on.
The only episode we had to throw out was because we forgot to turn the fan on, and it got just way too hot.
Yes.
And we were just like, what if Japanese people were also black people? And then it was like not.
I would have preferred that. It was literally like, who what I hate? Open mics, man. And then it's like we just talked about open mics for 25 minutes. I'm like, fuck this. I hate this on podcasts.
Yeah, or when somebody just like, Jake Pants is a piece of shit. Remember Jake Pants? And everybody's like, who the fuck is Jake Pants? But we all know him so well. And everybody
open mics, it's like he has 80 Instagram followers. This is not relatable.
Yeah, you might as well talk shit about your mailman.
Oh, don't get me started. Don't. I'll tell you what.
We do have a mailman, by the way. I know this is just what you said, but he has a Wolverine haircut. Have you seen him, Ben?
No.
He has he has that, how like some people have hair that's just fucked and it looks like a woolly, shitty dog?
Yeah.
He has that and it goes back into a ponytail and then he has the Wolverine chops coming down to here.
Fuck yeah.
Shaved right at the jowls. It's pretty great.
Sorry about your mail. There's a couple of slice marks. Sorry, now I'm doing the old...
Liam Neeson?
No, well, Liam Neeson's like this, but
I'm the mailman.
But Liam Neeson and who's the other guy? We were watching him on Space Cowboys.
Clint Eastwood?
Yeah, Liam Neeson and Clint Eastwood have very similar voices.
Yeah. Hey, what are you doing, you Mexican?
God damn it.
Get out of space, damn it.
I transport these drugs just to save my family and make everybody healthy.
I'm a space cowboy and I chase black people out of space.
I used to think that Asian people were bad until I moved into this neighborhood and I befriended one of them and I had some of their delicious spicy noodles and now they're okay.
I do love that movie.
It's a great
You're not
movie.
allowed to like that movie.
Why not?
I'm talking about The Mule, of course.
Oh, The Mule.
No, Gran Torino.
Gran Torino. Why can you not like that movie? It's about a person who grows. It's about personal growth. If you're trying to be Johnny Wokebag, that's the best.
Yeah, well, it does take kind of like, and this is such an opinion that you can shit on immediately. It kind of takes bravery to play a racist guy in a movie.
Yeah. No. Yours is over there, Ben. Sorry.
What are we fucking with the levels?
Yeah, fucking with the levels. I keep talking about it.
Oh,
sorry,
no.
My damn cans were too damn loud.
Oh, sorry.
It sounds like my ex-wife. Jesus, tell you what. She got some real loud cans.
You call your wife your cans?
Yeah, well, her cans were too loud. Yeah, she got a quadruple E's.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, nice. She painted him a highlighter yellow. Okay, keep talking.
I would love to be the guy that does breast reduction surgery. And right when the surgery's about to happen, I just bring in a Hattori Hanzo type guy. And he's like, just wait.
Just chops her tits.
The guy in John Wick 3.
It's that scene from Kill Bill.
Right. That is, I'm not joking, that's how they do male to female surgery. That's how they do it.
The guy from John Wick 3 comes in.
As Hattori Hanzo walks in, he goes, must have chopped your dickaroo off.
He goes, don't move. I chop your balls.
He slices it off, and then he puts it on a white towel, and then he hands it to the guy from Jiro Dreams of Sushi, and he grabs your dick and immediately starts doing that rice thing with 2 fingers, and he makes a nice little piece of sushi, and then he hands it to a guy who just eats it, and he goes, much honor.
Hero Dreams of Gender.
Yeah, Jiro Dreams of Gender.
A kid comes in and pulls the sword out. Pulls the sword out to just look at it, and he's like, hey, once you unsheathe this sword, you must degenitize me somebody. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Hattori.
I'm just thinking of Jiro Dreams of Genders. Just like some old interview. When Jiro started the sushi restaurant, there was only 2 types of gender. And then through his work, there was 87 gender.
Oh, yes, sir. We have a mini gender on the menu. We have 87 gender. Actually, we have 95 gender now. Because of that man being mad.
We start you off with a nice a dogkin, and we serve that in a pickled eel sauce.
And now, introducing our maker your own gender bar.
Hello, welcome to Hero Dreams of Agenda. How can we serve you today?
Yeah.
You American?
Yeah, I'm American. I would just.
Do you believe in all the gender?
I'm actually
many gender.
I'm not sure. Actually, I just came in to kind of see what your selection was and see.
We have many selection. We have all the gender.
I love space. And
that's good. You love space because there are many stars in the universe, as there are gender.
like a star in the sky. He's so many gender, uncountable, like the grains of a sand. Oh man,
Yeah.
I'm about to Esposito on this.
I
bad
know. I
boy.
was about to ask. I was like, it's going too long. I would like some Neil deGrasse Tyson scientist just to be like, think of every grain of sand on the beach in the world. Now think if there were 80 worlds. Take every grain of sand from those worlds, and that's how many genders there are. According to the multiverse theory, you can be every single gender in existence in different universes. For instance, you, Kevin, here, you're a little bitch man. But in another universe, you might be a dog with an octopus for a pussy.
I can do that.
That's right. Through the miracle of science. Cosmos just blares across the screen. Yeah.
There were 500 people killed today by a handgun. 200 people killed themselves. 3,000 people were hit by a car and died. 50 people drowned. And there are still more genders than the amount of people that died today. Please like and share this post, everybody. I'm Neil No Ass Tyson.
I'm Neil No Ass Tyson. 500 people were killed by guns. 600 people were murdered by porpoises. I raped 5 women today. But yet we're still distracted by shootings.
With the vast expanse of space,
Right.
and all the possibilities in the world. Think about how many times I've raped somebody.
Because he did get Me Too'd, you know.
Yeah, he did.
And he tried to science it away.
What?
Yeah, he was like, the idea of consent is a metaphysical idea as it exists. So therefore, it cannot be brought into the concrete world.
She's tied to a bed.
He's tied her to a train track like an old villain.
He's explaining to a camera that's not there. He's walking slowly along the tracks.
Right. Next to a giant atom.
Yeah.
I think the far right in the future, they're going to become such handicapped, like physically handicapped losers. They won't be able to do shootings like this generation.
Right.
There's just going to be a bunch of guys that falling off of their wheelchairs with a gun next to them. They have recently had a heart attack in front of a synagogue.
There's like a janitor has to like sweep them into the street.
I got another one.
Just guys that are so fat, their gun goes off in their holster.
It goes through the trigger.
They just shift in their chair and their gun goes off and fires the whole clip.
It's a guy who goes to throw a rock at a black church, and when he swings his arm back, it just falls off his body.
He would have been fine, but he insisted on an automatic.
But those guys aren't going to be doing as much of the shootings in the future. I think it's going to be like far left-leaning people because they're a little smarter and more organized, it seems. Like even this El Paso shooter was like, hey, I didn't plan this at all. I thought of doing this like a couple weeks ago. So I think it's going to be like really far left-leaning people, and you're going to see people like they're going to like shoot up a place, and they're going to like, I killed one person for each gender that exists in the world, so you people will finally know
there probably
how
will
many
be.
genders there are.
A leftist shooter would definitely be like, I was raised in a civilization that taught me the only way to make my point was through a shooting.
Yeah.
And that's why I was forced to do it. Like that Mia Khalifa bullshit from the other day.
Or like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
You didn't see that? Mia Khalifa was literally like, she tweeted, you know, because she's going off about porn, but she tweeted, she goes, the only reason I did porn was because I was raised in a society that taught me the only way that a woman has any value was to be sexualized. And it's like, oh, so you just have no accountability. You would be a Nazi in 1930s Germany.
When my kids were little babies, a lot of times they'd be sitting in their high chair, and I would just be like, whatever, fucking, what is this? And then I'd make my son like show me a nipple, and then I'd give him some food.
Right.
Be like, yeah, or my daughter, you know, I'd be like, hey, show a little leg.
That is a funny excuse. Like, I'm only a piece of shit because other people are pieces of shit.
Yeah.
How dare you blame me for being an asshole?
Well, I mean, that's going to be my argument if anybody ever brings up anything about this podcast. I just trying to go along with the bit. You know, look, I am a pure heart son of God.
Right.
You know, I just trying to do good out here. But Ben and Jace, they really, you know, they handcuffed me to these bits. You know, and I was
trying to save them.
Yeah, you know, and between that and my mom teaching me I have to be responsible for everyone's joy. You know, I was just. You know, I had no choice but to be a piece of human garbage.
Did you vote in 2016?
No.
Did you vote in 2000 and what's 2016 minus 4? Anybody? Off the top of their head.
2000. I did the calculations. 2012.
Did you vote for anyone then?
Yes, I did.
Who'd you vote for?
Alan Keyes.
Who's that?
He didn't make the primaries, but yeah, I would always write in Alan Keyes for years.
Who is that guy?
He's a conservative, like, black preacher that ran for president for a while.
Oh, nice.
And I liked him. Somebody's gonna look it up and be like, "What the fuck?"
Kevin always wrote in legalize it. That's who he voted for president.
I would write, hey, ... smoke weed every day, and then
You'd write in the Illmatic.
Yeah.
And in the voting booth.
That is a real thing, though. I think the lack of accountability sometimes.
Yeah, I only like voting in the voting booth so I can hotbox it. I like to vote in there and smoke a blunt.
Yeah, dude, I
have so much smoke, I don't even know who I'm voting for.
I would just take a big...
Trump got elected because of me, because I was smoking so much weed, I didn't know what I was pressing.
I was so high, I voted for Trump, man.
I was going to vote, but then I wrote up that ballot and I fucking smoked that shit, man.
You smoked the ballot.
Yeah, I like to just take a big hit off of the gravity bong, the portable gravity bong that I keep around, and then I just envelop the voting ballot in smoke, and then I'd be like, they gonna know which way I'm voting, and I put it in the box, and it doesn't seem to work.
Yeah, you vote like Phantom of the Opera. Playing a big piano, have that mask on.
Got to do it.
A lot of smoke.
I need my anonymity. You know, if I don't want anybody to know how I vote, it's my business.
Now, I watched the Phantom of the Opera when I was in New York.
Sure.
And
New York City.
New York City.
Right, New York State.
Well, I was in the state, too.
U.S. Yeah,
but everyone kept saying they're in New York, which is weird.
What do you mean?
Well, they're like, hey, I'm in New York. They talk about how they're in New York. They're like, oh, I'm in New York.
I just say the Big Apple not to confuse people.
Yeah. It's like, use the lingo while you're there. Like, I'm trying to have a slice of pizza, which is delicious, by the way.
Oh, you trying to get a slice in the Big Apple?
It's because of the water up there.
Yeah. So anyway, I was in New York City. That's what I call it, because that's what it technically is. And I watched the Phantom of the Opera.
Right.
Front row.
Really?
Front row on Broadway.
Did you really?
Yeah, front row on Broadway.
Wow.
And all I could gather from it is that there's this woman, and everyone wants to rape her, including the Phantom. And it seems that the Phantom won.
Well, she's into it, though, at some point, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, she has to give in. It's the world she's kind of... It
is kind of the first incel musical, The Phantom of the Opera. Yeah. It's about a guy who shoots up an opera.
Yeah, what...
It really isn't. He really is an incel.
Yeah, it was Stephen Paddock with a mask on half of his face, just because he's so ugly.
The Hunchback of Notre Dame, same thing.
That is kind of true. That is an incel. Yeah, you want to fuck.
Yeah.
Maybe culture has taught all these incels to shoot up schools.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, if there's anything I've learned is that nobody's responsible for what they do. You know, it's always, you know, here's the deal. Tell me their race, their gender, and if, God forbid, they have a political leaning, and I can just know everything about them immediately. Nobody is different. You know, everybody says there's personality and stuff.
But economic background matters, Kevin. If you're using it to leverage a point you're trying to make.
Right, exactly.
But if not, then don't use that.
I have kind of a serious point on this
whole... People
whole...
are all the same if they identify as anything.
Right. I have kind of a serious point on this whole...
Which I identify as.
Right.
Yeah.
This whole accountability thing is I got an argument with a friend this weekend specifically about... We were talking about, we know of people who have been accused of... They haven't been Me Too, but they've been accused of quote-unquote emotional manipulation in relationships.
Oh, my
people
God.
have gone public with that.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
I will say some of that can be abusive, though.
Some of that definitely can be abusive. That's the thing. But here's the thing on that.
It can be. If you're telling someone
it definitely can.
Well, Kevin was laughing like we're pussies.
Well, I was laughing because I didn't know... because when you said it, there was part of me that didn't know if you were being genuine or not. So then I was trying to figure it out.
Genuine.
And then in my mind, I'm going, I don't even know if he's
You're under arrest. You're just under arrest, Kevin. Come with me.
So we're making the whole point hey, if you're dating somebody and you tell them, you every day they wake up and you're like, you're a piece of shit, fuck you, and then you like lock them in a cage. Yeah, that's fucked up, and somebody should definitely I feel like that information should go public. But if somebody's just in a shitty relationship, like I've been in a shitty codependent type relationship where the person was emotionally manipulative to me. I was, probably doing the same thing back to them in a different way, or I was the recipient of that. But I go, at a certain point in that situation, you have to take some fucking accountability.
Right.
And the people got mad at me. They're like, what are you talking about? I go, you stayed. You have to learn that about yourself. You stayed in a shitty relationship where somebody treated you like shit for 3 years.
Right.
So if you don't at least go from that going, okay, what do I need to work on about myself that I think I need to stay in those relationships? How is there any fucking growth from that? And specifically, one of my friends goes, as a guy who's been in an emotionally manipulative relationship, this is so fucked.
Yeah.
And I was I've been in an emotionally manipulative relationship.
That's what I was going to say. You've never been in an emotionally manipulative relationship. No, I remember I had a buddy who had a lot of back problems. Mm-hmm. And
big tits.
Huge jugs. Yeah. No, he wanted to be
E40, you called him. That was his waist size and bra size.
He wanted to be a yoga instructor.
Okay.
And he kept complaining to me about all this shit and how the people at the yoga school just they wouldn't help him out, and he got kicked out for all these random reasons, and his back is bothering him and stuff. And I'm like, well, do you want to be a yoga instructor or not? Is this what you want to do? Mm-hmm. And he's like, yeah, but they keep fucking me over. And I'm like, it's not fair. It's not fair, is it? It's like, no. And I'm like, well, sometimes, if you want something, even if it's not fair, you have to at some point put yourself in the fucking driving seat.
Yes.
So that you have some sort of control. Mm-hmm. It's not about what's fair and what's not. At the end of the day, you got to navigate the bullshit that's in front of you. If it's specifically engineered to fuck you over, if it's whatever it is, you have to give yourself some autonomy to be able to overcome stuff, and even if the entire world's against you.
And that is my problem with the left. And I consider myself the leftist, but my problem with the left is I feel like a lot of people...
I immediately walk out.
You drive your car into the garage and kill us. I feel like a lot of people on the left, especially young people, yes, there's some people who are definitely born in a more fucked background. They're fucked societally. They're fucked income level-wise. They're fucked by their race. Whatever it may be, yes, we should do our best to change that, but it's also you need to grow up and realize nobody cares about you. People might care about you,
right?
But nobody's going to make your life better except you. And you can't just sit around complaining and waiting for people to actually make your life better,
right?
Because it's really up to you.
Well, there's a point at which, being a friend, sometimes people will complain and whatnot, and it's just all these. They're inserting all the elements where they're completely helpless. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I had no choice. They did this to me, blah, blah, blah. It was like this. I can't believe it. Oh, my gosh. And after, an hour or whatever, or 5 days or a month, you got to go, okay, what can you do to get yourself into a better situation? Mm-hmm. Because there are things that you can do.
Right.
I mean, it's
hard for people to realize that when they've lived in hell for so long. You just want to shake them. You're like, there's a better way for you out there.
You can fight. You can always
take
change.
this gun.
Right.
But even our friend...
You go to school? Where do you go to school? Here, take this gun. Let me tell you something, kid. Right. Do you feel isolated? You take pills? You take drugs, Danny?
Sometimes.
Then what's the issue?
Yeah.
Or how's the quote go?
I don't know what you're doing right now.
Oh, I'm from Caddyshack.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You take drugs, Danny?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. I think that's the quote.
And then he hands him a gun.
Right, exactly. He hands him a gun. He goes, do the right thing. Shoot up the Caddyshack.
Yeah. He's shooting up. He's going, no. And
the gopher is actually Gavin McGinnis. A lot of people don't know that.
I thought you said instead of a gopher, it's a Peppy the Frog.
Okay.
It's burrowing through the...
It's a goiber.
It's
a groiper?
A groiper, whatever it's called.
It's a Columbine story. This boy came out of nowhere, and nobody knew who he was, and... Then, shows up with a gun, an AK-47, and blows up the whole Caddyshack and whatnot, and now everybody knows his name.
Cinderella story.
Cinderella story. A guy from out of nowhere shoots 5 people and blows his brains out. Yeah. Oh, it's good. It's good. Oh, my God.
All right. I'll take 2 of those handguns, 5 of those 50 cal cartridges.
Hey, we just did a shooting in China, right next to the Great Wall, on the good side.
It was about a 9mm from about 400 yards out, and it's interesting.
I know the good Lord would never do anything to interrupt the best shooting of my life.
Oh, he got a hold of that one.
So he just has a bunch of guns in a golf bag, and he's following him around like an outdoor festival where a hurricane's coming.
And this bit is to make sure absolutely no women are listening to this podcast right now.
There better not
Well,
be.
shit, man. It's honestly...
I know, I'm just doing a joke.
Women only listen to podcasts about their pussies getting fucked.
Well, it just all you have to look at is
Or murdered.
the top
Yeah.
charts with like everything. What is it? Call her daddy. The guys we fucked.
Bitch
Right.
Bible, bitch sesh.
Right.
Yeah.
Sluts who were murdered.
Yeah.
Listen to me, bitch.
Sluts, murder
Yeah,
sluts.
yeah, sluts who were murdered. Each week we talk about a different slut who got
What's
killed.
up, whores? This week, Jeffrey Dahmer again. Anyway, before I get started, I just want to tell you about the dong that I engulfed with my body earlier today. I mean, I'm a real judgmental asshole, but Jesus Christ.
Do they know people are jacking off to those podcasts when they listen to them?
I wonder.
I think people are jerking off to everything. People are jerking off to this podcast right now.
Especially
that we bought the VR camera.
There's no way. There's no way.
I mean, were they looking at the Popeyes cup?
Yeah, they're looking at the Popeyes.
Tugging on their pud?
Yeah, they got their pud in their paw and a VR headset in the other.
Between me and Jace's weight problems and
The fuck, man?
I mean, I'm over here, dude. I mean, we're on the VR,
fuck?
and
Oh, your fucking belly.
dude, it's bad.
Woo, man,
It's
Kevin,
getting
you got
bad.
some work to do, bud.
We got work to do.
Speaking of the accountability thing, though, I was going to say I was at Devin's party on Friday.
Yeah.
And our good friend Joey LaFleur, who has recently got himself jacked through the use of weights, diet, and copious amounts of steroids. He is legitimately jacked, though. You show me old pictures of him.
yeah.
And then he was talking to me. He's like, buddy, we got to get you in the gym. I'm going to make you a Minotaur, buddy. You're gifted. You're genetically gifted.
It's strongest man in the world.
And I kept going, I'm working on like the drawings and the podcast right now, so I'm just busy and stuff like that. I don't really have the time. He's like, I don't see how that wouldn't facilitate the other stuff. I'm like, well, I'll get to that eventually. And then eventually got to the point where he's like, here's the thing, buddy. You're capable of doing this right now. And the only reason you're not is because you're too damn smart. You idiot. You're too damn smart to stop making excuses. You just choose to do it. And I was like, I literally got to the point where as I was pretty drunk, I go, Joey, I completely agree with you. You're right.
Right.
I can totally make, like when I quit smoking, I still dip now, but like when I quit smoking, I was like smoking a pack and a half in a day. And I literally one day go, I will never smoke another cigarette again. Mm-hmm. So now when I'm jonesing for a cigarette, it doesn't even matter because there's not even a choice there. It's what my reality is.
Right.
I will never smoke another cigarette as long as I live.
Right. Yeah, you just need to get that way with like fried chicken.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, Popeyes, holy shit. This shake's
Shout
really
out to
doing it to me.
the $10 box they have. You get like 6 chicken strips.
talking about my
ex-wife?
my ex-wife again?
We both spread to the podcast. Like,
The $10 box.
listen, that's not bad. She used to be $5. All right.
I'll tell you what, she went up in price.
I get into her, I go, baby, instead of 500 guys at $5, why not 250 at 10? She's like, oh, baby, you're so smart.
I'm so lucky to be a whole husband like you.
I'm like,
knows math.
That's right, sweetie. Now you get out there, fuck those creeps, all right?
Can we call Popeyes on the podcast?
I mean, yeah, you got to plug it in.
For what?
Okay, let me call Popeyes real quick.
What are we going to call
Is this
them
going to
about?
pay off at any point?
I think it might.
I don't know if it will.
I don't know. I don't know if it will. We've never done a prank call on the podcast.
I don't like prank calls.
Why don't you?
honestly.
What are you doing? Because we're not. We can't talk back to him.
I can.
All right.
Let's let him go along with it.
Let's go with this.
What? I want to call Popeyes.
What?
They probably won't answer, right?
Yeah, who's picking up the phone at Popeyes? They're like, it's Popeyes. Come down, motherfucker.
That's their slogan.
How may I help you?
Hi, I'm having an argument with a friend right now. I was just wondering, is Popeyes, are y'all related to a cartoon? The cartoon Popeye or no?
No, it's not. I gotta go.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Well, that really paid off.
No, it's not. I got to go.
Yep.
Well, now we know.
Everybody got to listen to us just annoy a woman working a minimum wage job.
Come on, it's prank calls.
Hey!
I hate prank calls. They make me so nervous.
I like them.
I had a friend. I told you this before. I don't know if I told you this, Kevin.
I thought that was a great payoff.
You're demanding we say it's a good payoff.
It was good.
That's the next highlight is that. I had a friend. We were doing prank calls. He was doing them. I was listening. We were like 14. And he prank called the suicide hotline. This guy was kind of fucked up.
Well, yeah.
He forgot to star 67 them. That's what he did, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't star 69. It was star 67.
Star 69 is to call him back.
It was the one you do so that you can't.
It's star 67.
Star 67, so they don't know your number. He forgot to do that. So he called him. He's doing like a prank, like, oh, my name's Timmy, and I'm going to kill myself. And then he goes, oh, shit, because he realized he didn't do it, and then he hung up. The guy called back, and he had to pretend to be his own dad for, I swear to God, 25 minutes while the guy lectured him on how his son was hindering people from not killing themselves. He's like, yes, this is Jim. This is my man of the house. He's like, Jim, I have to tell you, your son called the prank call on the suicide hotline. He's like, oh, I'm sorry about that.
God damn it, Jace.
God damn it! I tell you what, I'm gonna ride his ass. I tell you what, don't you worry about it. And then it was kind of fucked up because the guy was like, yeah, you better punish him good. He's like, don't you? Oh, fucking.
Don't you worry, I will beat him half to death. I will knock his ass in the next week. You ever hear that one from your parents?
No, I always heard I'll give you something to cry about.
Oh, nice.
And then my dad was always referring to lack of emotional support.
And then Rita McEntire was like in the other room going, that sounds like a good song. Let's give him something to cry about. Is it Rita McEntire? I don't even know.
I don't think it's Rita McEntire.
You're right.
Yeah.
Fuck.
No, but she wrote many wonderful songs.
Yeah, she really did. I love Reba.
Great TV show.
But
Emmy award-winning syndicated TV show, Reba.
Really good. Oh, man.
But my dad would always say, I'll give you something to cry about, and then he wouldn't hug me for 5 years.
And then you're like, oh, thanks, Dad.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Now I know why.
It is hard for me to do anything else, considering I could be watching Reba at any moment.
That's your new bumper sticker. I could be watching Reba.
She's just so damn fucking. She's like really. What's it? The brevity is the soul of wit. Who said that? Dr. Shakespeare.
Dr.
so,
Shakespeare.
yeah.
Dr. Shakespeare. Yeah, she's just like quick-witted gal, and she's good. She's good. She's soft on the eyes.
Yeah, I like a redhead. I'm a big fan.
Oh man, she's got really big tits too.
All right.
Yeah, big titties. She's got Kool-Aid colored hair.
Ooh.
It's great.
You know what I'm not tired of?
What?
McIntyre. I just love a nice Southern gal with a red locks of hair.
Oh, yeah.
Who's just a quick-witted, smart.
Our sassy broad.
Is she on?
But she's got a blind spot, but it makes her kind of likable.
Right.
You know, she's a little daft at times.
Sure. I always say daft.
I'm the first guy to ever watch Reba and know what the word daft means.
And you're using it wrong.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, she's just so happy. I love how daft she is.
Do you have a free pass if you ever get a chance to bone down with the McIntyre?
Oh, a hall pass?
Yeah.
I have a couple hall passes.
Who are your hall passes?
Bruce Valanche. Wait, what did I say?
Bruce Valanche.
Ah, fuck.
He's dead now.
Did he die?
No, he's still ticking.
Is he still ticking?
Yeah, he's still writing jokes about local governors for
Okay.
mayors to give speeches. You know, that's what he does.
No, he
Really?
I swear to God, I watched a documentary on him, Bruce Valanche. He now, like, because Barbara Streisand's not doing anything. You know, Bette Midler's doesn't need more jokes. So he just flies around like mayors of like Carmel, California will hire him to write a speech.
Yeah.
And he'll literally fly and he goes, all right, is there a great big fat guy who's known in the public? And he'll be like, oh yeah, Jim Thompson. He's like, here's a joke. You make it about Jim, about how he's a fat fuck and nobody likes him. So here, that's for you. And then he just slides these old jokes that he just recycles over and over again. And I think they pay him like $10,000 to fly out.
That's a
Jesus.
good gig.
That is a good gig.
You want to know my other hall pass?
Who?
Well, I don't really have it anymore. It was Bruce Jenner.
Yeah.
But I kind of had to give that one up.
It doesn't transfer?
Well, if he goes back, if she goes back,
Right.
then I have it. But the rule with the hall passes is you got to pick them wisely because you don't want to pick a celebrity that dies because you can't re-up.
Right.
Once you enter a marriage, you get 2.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you fucked up. You picked a John Goodman and Bruce Jenner.
Yeah.
So time's running out, buddy.
Time's really ticking for me.
Yeah.
And I picked Fat Jonah Hill.
Fat
so I'm
Jonah
really
Hill.
hoping he...
Right. You're just like waiting outside his house, like watching him walk out every day. Being like, I think he's like 235 right now. Just 15 more pounds to go.
Come on, baby. You can get there, and then I can fuck.
I kidnapped Jonah Hill, and it's like a feeder porn thing for me, where I just tie him to a radiator and make him eat McDonald's.
Right.
You're just throwing like full chickens at him, like big old drumsticks.
You're like, come on,
a
big
turkey
boy.
leg.
I see that Superbad 2 is coming out, and I unzip my fly.
Hello.
Right. You keep making him watch Moneyball. Like, you can get there again, buddy. You were so fat in that
Was that
movie.
the fattest he was?
I've had a legitimate fight at a party about this. Is somebody says get him to the Greek. I say get him to the Greek is the fattest. Somebody said Moneyball. He's the fattest. And we had maybe a 2-hour fight about
No,
this.
get him to the Greek. He's fatter.
Thank you. He's much fatter in Get Him
I
to
feel
the
like
Greek.
he's fatter in 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Oh, man, it's hard to tell because he's so
No.
much younger.
Pull it up. Pull up some pictures.
All right.
This is important.
Yeah, this might be good for the VR
Might be
experience.
good
Can
for
they
the,
see it on the camera?
the viewer.
The only problem is in 40-Year-Old Virgin, he's like 16, so he might be fatter, but his bones are smaller. So it's a hard comparison, you know?
Yeah. I mean, who knows?
I'm typing in the fattest Jonah Hill ever was.
Oh, and somebody did a ranking of all his fattest roles. There you go. I love the internet.
Doze on live.
Oh, man, he's so fucking... War Dogs, he was
Holy
huge.
shit.
Yeah, he was fucking huge in War
God, he's
Dogs.
so fucking hot in that movie.
What do they rank as the highest one? Then they have a Joker meme. Of course they have a Joker meme.
we go. Okay, so this is his skinniest to fattest. So his skinniest was what's that movie?
That was the
Watch.
the Neighborhood Watch movie that they had to like get out of theaters because it came out right after George Zimmerman killed that guy.
Oh, and they didn't put it in
It
theaters?
was originally called Neighborhood Watch. It was going to be a huge Ben Stiller movie, and then literally like the George Zimmerman shooting happened.
Dude, Moneyball's
Trayvon
number
Martin.
one.
Dude, Moneyball is number one.
The Sitter is number 2. Come on, fuck out of here.
Okay, here we go. And then
Accepted? He's not even that fat and Accepted.
He's the third fattest.
Get him to the Greek, they put 4. That's fucking bullshit.
Oh, dude, he isn't as fat and get him to
God
the Greek.
damn it.
Look at that picture.
In that picture, but that's a studio picture. That's like heavily photoshopped and shit.
Yeah, but they're not going to make Jonah Hill less
Look how fat he is right there. Look at that head. Huh?
That's a big boy.
You telling me that's not the fattest?
That's why I don't feel so bad. Like, once I start getting to that level, then I'll feel weird.
That is much fatter than the Accepted picture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd still fuck that guy in
Yeah,
Accepted.
but the hot dog suit is slimming, though. People don't actually know that. If you're feeling
Shit.
self-conscious,
It's close.
I'm telling you, the fattest is Moneyball.
Damn it.
Yeah, it actually is Moneyball.
Yeah, you know what? I'll admit when I'm wrong. I'm a big man.
It's on a blog.
Not as big as Jonah Hill
in Moneyball.
in Moneyball.
Oh, Jesus.
It's hard to believe that you could be that rich and fat at the same time.
Oh,
Because you could just hire a personal chef to cook you salads that taste good and just eat those. Like breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack.
yeah. Well, I mean, salads can be fattening.
Just do a bunch of cocaine, you know?
Yeah, but part of the appeal to food is the self-destructive nature of it.
Well, get on drugs. Kill yourself with that.
Well, that's how his brother died.
Yeah, that is true. That is
Wait,
very
who's
sad.
his brother?
He was the manager for Maroon 5. You know the Maroon 5?
Right.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
a band based out of...
The Maroon 5?
And he killed himself because of how bad their music's gotten lately.
Well, so so more?
He also has a sister named
I think
Beanie Feinstein.
He had a heart attack, his brother. And he was skinnier than Jonah.
And he was doing coke?
Yeah, I think he was
probably.
probably doing drugs. His sister, Beanie Feinstein, is now a famous actress. And she looks like every woman I've ever dated. I have a real crush on her, Beanie Feinstein. She was in that Olivia Munn directed movie recently.
Oh, Olivia Munn's.
Booksmart.
She's great.
Yeah.
I'm a big munner. I'm a mun man.
A Munn diver.
Oh, yeah. There's a girl I worked with at the Apple Store who looked like Olivia Munn.
Oh, nice.
And I would tell her, and she would be like, stop it.
Why'd you tell her that?
Because she was a lesbian, and I was like a gay guy. And I always feel very comfortable with talking to lesbians.
About sex.
About anything. Because if there's any possibility for the woman to think that I'm hitting on them,
Right.
I don't even want to talk to them. Because I don't need that. I don't need that shit. in 2019 with the I mean, we're in a rape culture, guys. I'm a red-blooded American. I don't know what I'm going to do. I have no clue.
You got Weinstein in your veins.
I mean, nobody's responsible for their actions, including me.
I'm always very attracted to lesbians, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, but I don't know. I always feel much more comfortable because I know that sex is off the table. That there's, that that's not going to be misconstrued or whatever. And, everybody's trying to fuck me out here.
Right.
You know what I mean? Including, especially you guys.
Yeah, we started this podcast to fuck you. I actually bought this VR camera so I can zoom in on your dick while you podcast later.
I mean, thank God. Thank God. I hope they have a very big zoom. No, but it's nice because then I can just be like, hey, I think you're great. You're so great. And you're so pretty.
And your titties are cool. And, I'd love to have sex with you.
I'm like, your vagina's real tight. Is that offensive? You're lesbian. I'm just pretend I'm a gay guy.
Pretend I'm a gay guy.
Pretend I'm a gay guy.
That's you trying to not get canceled at your company.
Way, I say pretend I'm a gay guy a lot.
Okay.
If I'm trying to talk to
when you're at a gay club on the Lower East Side.
Yeah, and I'm sucking some dude's dick. I'll just be like, pretend I'm a gay guy.
It's a bit.
It's a bit. No, I will often say that if I am introducing myself for the first time and we're getting into a conversation and I'm about to say something that could be perceived as me hitting on them.
Right.
I'll say, look, I'm married. I've been with the same woman 20 years. I was a virgin. It's the only person I've ever been with. I give my whole history, and then I go, just pretend like I'm a gay guy. But you're gorgeous. You know what I mean? Would you want to go around the corner? And but no, I'm gay.
I have that same problem with like friends that I have slept with, but I don't want to sleep with anymore, just because I feel like it'll get in the way of like friend stuff.
Yeah,
where they've been down, and I've been like, you're great, you're so attractive, you're funny, everybody loves you, and then they're like, hey, you want to fuck? And I'm like, I do, but no, I can't. Man. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you say you do,
spoken like a true gay guy.
Yeah, nobody has to pretend
I want to fuck,
Jace.
but I can't because you're a woman.
Mm-hmm. And my dick won't get hard.
Kevin, over under on you being gay down the road.
I don't know how over unders work.
What do you say? What's the percentage you think
that I'm a gay guy down the road?
Right.
It depends.
It depends on the road, I guess.
Yeah. I mean,
You're doing a treble run. You never know. That's a tough life.
I've been putting in a lot of submissions for festivals lately.
Right.
It depends. I mean, I've been rejected from over 50 festivals. Right. I don't know if you guys know that. Those
actually
real numbers. So I mean, I could be a gay guy tomorrow.
Every time I submit, I through VR. I hire Industrial Light and Magic to put a septum piercing in my nose on stage and then just give me rainbow-colored hair.
That's perfect.
And that's how I get in.
Hey, the VR camera's blinking blue.
Does that mean it's not working anymore?
Yeah, it lost the connection somehow.
So we have to say something racist?
To make it go green again?
I don't know what happened.
Does it work on a wireless signal?
My favorite Disney movie is probably Song of the South. All right, it's still blinking blue.
It's a short.
I call it a film.
That's you count Uncle Remus as a Disney princess. What? I'm dressing up like a Disney princess for Halloween. It's fine.
I mean, what if they try to remake it and just make Uncle Remus trans to just try to get to like we're running out of stuff we've already had that we're trying to be nostalgic.
It's a live action Song of the South. The birds are played by Aquafina. Donald Glover is the little chipmunk.
Yeah, Uncle Remus is trans Idris Elba.
Like little kids being like, man, I just can't wait to relive my childhood. Yeah. By the way, if you go to one of those movies, just fuck you. You suck ass.
What movie?
If you go to like the live action Aladdin or Lion King or something, just fuck off.
They're doing it with Little Mermaid too, right?
Yeah, and people are mad because it's a black Little Mermaid. And they're like, how's she going to swim? Can't. Is it still blinking blue?
We're trying to be racist over here, and the VR camera's still off.
Oh, no more storage space on the micro SD card.
Damn.
Well, we're like at an hour and a half anyway.
Yeah, I think we're pretty good.
We're pretty good. Well, folks. Well, let me tell you, all the inmates out there, thank you for joining us on another episode of Brain Jail.
Oh, yeah, we didn't even announce we got top of the charts, or did we do that last podcast?
I don't know if we did. We got top of the charts though. We're the number 5 or 6 for improv comedy podcast.
Yeah, which is funny because we all hate improv.
Yeah, it's very interesting. But we make all this up on the spot. You know, we don't plan at all. We just have Jace go on a couple of horrible dates. And then, it really fuels the pod for a while. By the way, you had a date tonight, right? Didn't you?
I did. She canceled. So here we are.
Dirty old bitch. Well, thanks so
I got to
much.
go drive by her house and yell at her.
Please. Please follow the podcast at Brain Jail on Instagram, at Jay Savory, and at Kevin Tinkin, and at Morpheus Quotes for the special needs Ben Avery. And
That's right.
Morpheus Quotes is pretty dang funny, especially if you're able to break your brain before you go on there. It's funny because sometimes you'll tweet, I'll be like, what the fuck? And then I'll have to be like, think like you're 7. Think like you're 7. And then I'll look at him like, Jesus, this is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
You look at the screen, you're just staring, and then you huff a bag of paint. And then you look back at the screen and start laughing your ass off.
Kevin has to smoke DMT to get Ben's humor.
Well, we sure appreciate you for listening.
Yeah.
And,
Please give the 5-star rating if you haven't, because that's what helped us get on the charts, and that's going to really help us out going forward.
I want to say too that some of you have left reviews, because we have like almost 80 reviews, but not 80 written reviews. So when we say review, make sure you write something. Somebody wrote review. And that's just fine.
Right. Somebody named Latin Lover said that you guys were good, but that I was the best on the podcast.
Yeah, you're the real backbone of the
real
podcast.
backbone of the podcast.
Yeah, because you like getting boned in the back.
Fuck. God damn it. Shit.
Got him.
All right, well, be blessed.
Wait, we can't end on me getting roasted. Esposito.
No, we got you so fucking good.
Fucking hell.
See you next week, folks.
God damn it.
The feeling of worry, nervousness, will unleash, typically about an imminent event or something with an uncertain outcome.
If this gonna be that kind of party, I'm gonna stick my dick in the mashed potato. Oh God, they're gonna know I'm dumb.